Take three.
Three.
Welcome to the Buff Show. We've been having some technical difficulties. Not our fault. I mean,
it's Mickey's.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Anyways,
we got a good little market update coming your way for the month of November. Lots of exciting big news. I mean, we're going to be getting millions of views off of this. Breaking news.
it's pretty dull this month. Everything's kind of flat.
Yeah. I mean, let's jump into it.
Yeah, but we're going to get a little nitty-gritty, too, so you're going to get my opinion on a few things, Peyton.
It's good.
All right.
I want your opinion.
So for the state of Utah, new listings from last year to this year, 3,310 in last year to 3,237 new listings this year. So we have about a negative 2.2% change. So we have a few less listings this year in November than last.
I mean, I think it's safe to just do this, Ben. New listings,
new Utah
pending
listings,
sales, closed sales, they're all within like
3 to 4%.
3 to 4%. I don't know if we need to really
nitty-gritty the numbers.
Jump into all the details, like other than the biggest fact that because we've done this once now.
Yeah.
But what we've found is the market we did this, we've done this, and now we're doing this. If you're just listening to the audio, I'm sorry. That's all you get. You'll have to jump on YouTube. Come on, Ben.
Yes, exactly. Basically, we've plateaued. Now, after we've zigged and zagged, we're plateauing.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you said last time, so you can make fun of me.
So, closed sales, I mean, pretty stagnant. What do we want to jump to?
Right to the days on market is where it would be the first thing that has any meat on it. And really, it kind of stays the same, too. Days on market until sell. Last year, 52 days. This year, 54. You were saying plan from the time you want to sell your house to the time you actually get it sold, under contract, go through all the steps, you're 90 to 100, 120 days. So.
Yeah. Because days on market's just calculating from when it's listed to when you have an accepted offer. And then the process takes 30 to 45 days.
Right.
I mean, sometimes faster if you have a cash buyer, but that's not always the case.
Right.
And then median sales price. This one is stagnant. It's good. I mean, from November of last year to November of this year, it's done a 1.1% change.
Up or down?
Up.
See, and this is one I think has a little meat on it because everyone's been waiting I'm going to wait for it to crash. I'm going to wait for people to get desperate because no one's buying. And to see this one stay stagnant actually means something to me is, okay, we are actually a pretty strong market.
Yeah.
We didn't, people didn't crumble just because stuff wasn't going. So, think about that. We're still staying higher than average. Not as high as the crazy times, but we're still staying steady on our prices. So.
Yeah, because I would say that the peak, we were like $550 on the median sales price. Right. We're down to $490, but the low was like a year ago, we were like $475-ish. So we're up from that. So it's like we've done up, down, and then we've come back up, and now we're just like flatlining.
I think what we're seeing is craze, correction, and then a stabilization.
Yeah.
Craze, correction, stabilization.
So what's going to happen? Because you hear everybody on the internet, we're in a recession. House prices are going to skyrocket. Like, what do you think?
I think it's 100% dependent on the affordability and all the things that go into play with that is, I think, the biggest and fastest factor of that is interest rates.
Yeah.
However they get played with, because I'm not even going to try to guess them anymore. Our interest rates.
When you first started, he was a big prediction maker.
Oh yeah, and now I'm just like gamble, put it on red. But if rates go down, and so that's what I say. If you're on the fence right now and you're watching, if rates go down, prices are going up. Yeah. That's a fact. We know that it happens over and over and over, because the rates go down, the buyer pool gets huge.
Yeah, and the Fed just came out, didn't they say they're not raising rates anymore?
They said they're going to have a series of cuts, but we've had that. Who do you believe anymore nowadays? Yeah. So I think obviously every election year you look at your past, you're doomed to repeat your own history. And I think we're going to see something happen next year. And I'm thinking we are going to go down. I don't want to speculate on how much.
Yeah.
But ideally, my hope and warmness For my personal, I want to see it hit about 5.5.
Really?
And I think we'll get there, but I don't think it's going to be fast. And I think you're going to see the craze start way before that 5.5 mark.
See, that scares me.
Why?
Because I just don't know if I want to. Like now it's fairly normal and average. Like it's a good time. Like it's stable, right? The second it changes, it's crazy the amount of strategy we have to implement from like the sales side, whether you're a buyer market, seller's market, or like a flat market. And it's just every year it's something different. And if that happens, we'll definitely be multiple offers.
Back to a rat race type situation.
Like right now, you don't get into multiple offers that often. Like it's like one in every 3.
Well,
versus last 2 years ago, it was like every one multiple offers, and I was like, this is so annoying.
Right.
But
you can hope, but it's coming.
It probably is coming.
I've actually already seen it. We had a multiple offer just the other day that it sat, and the rates dropped. Not even a full 0.25%. They went from like an 8.2 to a 7.6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it went from we were offering $50,000 under asking to, hey, you better hurry up and get your offer in, and it better be full, to you tried, but this guy's cash and he's like 100 G over asking.
That's crazy.
It happened in 3 days.
That's bizarre.
And if they would have, us and them, we've talked about it, like if we would have had that offer in and been less, cold feet, we would have had it at 50,000 under asking.
That's crazy.
So
you just never know.
And that's
hindsight's 2020.
Exactly.
And it's hard when you get another motivated buyer wanting something that you have. I mean, that's tricky. Average sales price. You got that one.
All right. So the average sales price is we take the price of everything and then divide it by the number of homes that were actually sold. This one's what we call a little more skewed, a little more eccentric of a number, because the crazy highs and the crazy lows are also included into these. Same thing from last year to this year, we have a slight increase. This one's more of about a 6.7%, but also take into effect. I think we ought to just toss this average out because it's
okay.
Yeah. Cut average.
Well, no, it's 6.7%.
It's 6.7%.
We don't believe that. I mean, I don't feel like everybody got 6.7% of equity
extra
in their house, right? I would rely more on a median. So like you're probably in the 1 to 3% range.
Right. There we go.
Year over year is what I would say. I think a 7% return in a year is pretty dang good, and I don't feel like we're there.
I think that's super skewed because we are lower on a few things, and
bigger sales prices
tend to keep moving. They're not really affected by the market, so that average gets more skewed in a slower market, I feel.
Yeah. Percentage of list price received, original list price received. So basically, what were they asking and what did they get at the end of the day? Last year, we were 94.1% in November. This year, we're 95.7%. So sellers aren't getting their full asking price on average, but we're up 1.7% from last year.
Right.
Which is good.
So we're not having to rat race and overpay, yet there is still a little bit of negotiation. Not much, though. I mean, that's a pretty healthy ask.
I mean, 5%, yeah, for sure. But like if you look 2 years ago, I mean, we were over 100%, like bouncing between 101 and 103% of list price, which is bizarre.
Right. Nobody pays full price for anything, or wants to. So that was just some crazy time. Oh, dang it.
You get this one.
Yes. Okay.
Ben loves this one.
Housing Affordability Index. So this is taking basically it's taking your median Utah household income, and it's taking the rate at the time and the average cost of a house, and basically with those factors, is it affordable? Can you afford it with that? And if so, how affordable? So right now it's saying we're about a 66. Last year, we're about a 71 out of 100. So 66 isn't...
Or out of 120.
Let's call it a 120.
I mean, I think, for example, an index of 120 means... I don't know. I don't know what it's out of.
Percentage. So at 100%, you can afford a house with your average income for an average house with the rate right now, right? So 100%, that means you can afford it. At 66, that means you have a 6% chance of being able to afford it. Like, you need another 40% income or a 40% interest rate drop in order to be able to have it affordable.
Gotcha.
Over 100% means you have a surplus of money, or the interest rate's good enough that you have a better chance. We have got to find a better way.
I'm not fully believing everything that Ben says, but I agree with the notion, 100%. Basically, this is what I gather from this. We're 66. In October of last month, me and Asa made a bet. I can't remember what it was, but one of us owes the other person lunch. We were 64. I think that's the lowest it's ever been, was 64. We're up to 66. And I think that's because interest rates have dropped a little bit. So things have become slightly more affordable, but we're still down from November of 2022. So it's less affordable than a year ago. I don't understand exactly. Like when we shot this about a half hour ago, we were trying to figure out what the median household income is for Utah. It's all over the board. So I don't know exactly what numbers they use, but I know it's very unaffordable. And if you look in December of 2021, it was 100%. Or 100. Would it? No, because this is 22. Yeah, that's 22. So this would have been 21 prior year.
Oh, prior year.
So it would have been 100. Whatever the 100 means, maybe it's 100%.
It means you could afford it with the conditions if you were an average person.
It means times were better.
Times were better. hundreds make times better. Yeah. 66s are times are hard.
It's like, that was like you'd bought a few properties that year.
We went nuts that year because the rates were easy. People hadn't started just full on. I wouldn't say they were gouging. It was we as buyers were gouging each other because everyone wanted to get that free money. Mm-hmm. Money was cheap, so people were willing to pay. So
I remember. I mean, there a lot of homes that I used to sell were like their mortgage payment was anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. Now it's like if you're under $3,000, you're lucky.
Oh yeah,
and it's just crazy that like how expensive things have gone. But that's what that graph tells us.
Part of my card I'm going to add on is I'm bubble burster. I'm an agent, a sales agent, a realtor, and a bubble burster. Because half the time, people, hey, I want to sell my house. I've got some equity. I just want to keep my payment close to the same. And I'm like, okay, what's your payment? $1,800. Okay, you want an $800,000 house. Okay, I'm gonna just basic math. We're gonna burst your bubble real quick, and then we'll collect and come back to reality. Either you accept the payment, or you accept that you have to buy a cheaper house if you want to move,
or you don't move.
Exactly. Well, and that's the other thing. I say, stick around. If that's where you're at and you're comfortable, stick around. If you hate your neighborhood that bad and you need to move,
that's why so many people are on the fence right now, not wanting to move. It is hard. But there's people coming into this environment.
Coming up in this environment as well.
Like Alex in our office, right? He's buying stuff left and right. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't know any different. To him, it's just the economy. Like new agents.
Is he that much younger than us?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
I guess not that much. It only takes a couple years, huh?
Well, I bet he's 10 years younger than us.
Jeez. We're old.
We are old.
Huh.
We're getting old.
He just hasn't, well, just like our parents.
Yeah.
They've seen this craziness before. They haven't seen the prices, but they've seen the rates. And so
when I was buying my first house, people were like, oh man, that's expensive. My first house was $70,000. You're paying $180,000. And now I'm like, geez, I wish I could buy a ton of homes at $180,000. But when I was buying it, it seemed expensive. And when my kids are buying their first home and it's $1.5 million, I'll be like, geez, that's expensive.
Can you afford that? Are you sure?
And they'll be like, that's what things cost right now. And then when their kids are paying $3 million for that's just how it's going to go. It's how it's gone the past, 150 years.
I'm only 32, Peyton, so I don't actually
Well, I was trying to think how we won't. We won't get.
I try not to do that.
Okay. You're way off.
I don't even know what page we're on anymore.
Inventory of homes for sale. Basically, there is less inventory of homes. This one actually has a big drop. Last year, there were 12,000 homes on the market in the month of November. I guess this is the number of properties available for sale in active status at the end of any given month. So November of 2022, 12,468. November 2023, 10,760. We're down 13%. So less inventory.
Do you feel that? Do you feel
Not really.
13% in Utah? I don't either.
I'm going back to 2 years ago where I have scars of like nothing available, and a home would come up and everybody'd go to see it, and there's a line out the door trying to get into the house. So
overlapping listings and
yeah. So
and have your offer in by Monday, because that's when we'll review type statements.
like I said, I like where we're at better right now. So, and lastly,
month's supply of inventory.
Yep.
So month's supply of inventory, when it says that, it's basically saying if we stop putting houses on the market, it would take, X amount of months until all the inventory was gone. Right now in 2023, we have 3.4 months of inventory before we run out. And last year we have 3.5. So not a huge change again. We're kind of staying fairly stable, still in that plateau. Buyer's market, if the rates are good.
And I think it depends on what area you're looking in.
Yeah, that's true.
For the state of Utah. But like if you're looking in Morgan or Eden, like it's going to be totally different. Those markets are very different.
Sure.
So that is our market update for the state of Utah. We have other ones for Ogden Valley and Morgan County if you want to check those ones out too. Thanks, guys.
Bye.